Well, exactly. Look, Feinstein and Pelosi and all, and they know. Feinstein's on record. You can pull this up, that she has bodyguards. She has a concealed carry.
Yep.
There's clips of Clinton. There's clips of Obama. There's clips of Biden all saying, I'm never going to come after your guns. And there's clips of Obama 4 years ago saying, not your rifle, not your shotgun, not your handgun. I pledge I will never come after those. And so you go tell everybody the people saying that are liars. When he was state senator, he answered newspaper questionnaires, where they asked senators what they think in the state. He said, I believe in the total abolition of civilian ownership of firearms. And guess who else agrees? In March, the UN treaty is set to be ratified by the Senate. And the UN treaty is open to their interpretation. But in the original UNIDIR plans, they explain it. July 7th, 2001, they said the civilian ownership of firearms threatens the legitimate power monopoly of the state, and we want worldwide civilian total disarmament.
Disarmament, absolutely.
Nice.
On a global scale, and how does that help us? And these people that are willing to just throw their rights away without even any information or knowledge about what they're giving up astounds me. I'm sick of the musket argument. I'm sick of the militia argument. These are twisting the words of the Constitution. They couldn't have been simpler when they wrote the Second Amendment, and they're twisting this around to make it where they're trying to say that we never had the right to bear arms, when in truth, that's exactly what we have the right to do. That shall not be infringed.
So the solution is that we should all go out and buy a gun.
I would love that.
Yes. They had Professor Lott that Morgan wouldn't let talk when he was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And see, that's why I blew up at him.
I loved it.
Well, I mean, here's some of the backside story, because this is really important if you guys have a little bit of time to tell this. I mean, I knew they were lying the whole time. They go, we want to be real friendly. And I said, let me guess, you're going to have victims' families on before me.
Oh, boy.
And they go, oh, no. And then, of course, they did. And I said, okay. I said, fine, I'll come. And then they said, oh, no, we're going to give you 3 segments. We're going to let you debate Alan Dershowitz, who says that the government should be able to arrest whoever they want and torture people. And then when I get there, they're basically, change the plans, this, and that's going to happen. And then after all this happened, if anybody wonders who really did win that debate, the main producer was crying when it was over, screaming, get out, get out. And other people were hyperventilating. And Piers Morgan, as God is my witness, was shaking, because everyone walks into those big studios and just grovels like they've come in the presence of God.
Yes, yeah.
Just because a Brit, has like a snot-nosed nose. And I said this on my own radio show yesterday. I said, we need to build a giant new Washington monument after Piers Morgan's nose, and then we can all, as a sacrament, suck the snot out of it.
Yeah, I need to know, at any time, did you feel like Piers was going to punch you?
Oh, well,
did you see it? Hold on.
Because
Because when you're in those situations, did you see it in his eyes that he would have loved to take a shot at you?
at the end of the interview, I said I knew you'd freak out and wouldn't go to the third segment. You chickened out like I predicted. And his face, like in a movie, around the eye and the cheek, did that twitch jiggle. And it wasn't a fake one. I mean, it was like a real twitch, like a Bond bad guy. And he said, "You're done." And I said, "You're not going to defeat us." And he literally laughed like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
He goes, that's what you think? And then I told him, I said, "Listen, you are nothing but a gangster, and you're not going to disarm us. I know this is about enslavement." And they were just screaming with security, "Get out, get out." And then they had some Kennedys there who were like cowering in the hallway by the green room. And Dershowitz walked by me, and I said, "You're a disgrace for promoting torture at the end of the Bill of Rights."
Oh, yeah, Dershowitz. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of glad you didn't debate him. He really twists shit around.
Why, man? That would have been
I don't
fun.
like that.
That would have been a good time.
Hey, he said the Second Amendment means I don't get to have guns.
Exactly.
And he said I'm dangerous and shouldn't own guns.
Yes.
And then they freaked out when they said that I have 50 guns. Well, yeah. I mean, I've got like 5 or 6 from my grandpa, 5 or 6 my dad bought me. Over the years, I collect them. And, most of them have doubled or tripled in value.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a 50 cal I bought 10 years ago that's like tripled in value. I just bought another Barrett.
I have the Barrett 50 also. I have a Desert Eagle 50. It's fantastic. By the way, I didn't even bring this up. Gawker last night published my name on their site because I am a concealed license holder in New York City.
So they're trying to terrorize you. They're trying to persecute us.
Yes.
They had the guy last night on there that wrote Friday Night Lights. I forget his name. He said, "Let's kill Alex Jones," and Piers Morgan's like, "Yes, yes." I mean, they're insane.
And you're the one that shouldn't have guns. They're actually saying that you should be killed, and they're afraid of you and your guns.
With a gun.
And
With
the,
a gun.
the FBI
Right.
statistics are very accurate as far as the murder rate and things like that.
I just don't even know what to say anymore about these people. I mean, I'm sitting there. Let me tell you this story. I'm sitting there, and I live out on the edge of the country, so my satellite was out because of a thunderstorm. Gotta love that. So we're watching CNN online in the bedroom. The kids are all sitting there, and we're sitting there eating dinner, and I've got a 4-year-old, I've got a 8-year-old, and a 10-year-old, and they're on the show, and they go, "I just hope Alex Jones's kids don't get shot." And it was clearly a threat, and I'm like, "Holy mackerel!"
man.
And then, and my wife's like, "Come on, that's not a veiled threat." And I go, "These people are creepy." I go, "You watch." And then, as sure as the sun came up this morning, they cut to the next guy, and he's the Daily Beast sports editor, and he literally says, "You need to shoot Alex or pop him with an AR-15 semi-auto." And then the daughter of Huntsman, the little model, she goes, "Ooh, yeah, I want you to wear a uniform. And when you do it, that's a great idea." And Piers goes, "I'll wear my brother's uniform when I do it."
Oh, wow.
What the fuck?
I mean, it is the sickest crap.
I gotta
They're
see
a
this
bunch
clip.
of chicken neck thug cowards who want my gun so they can come shove a gun down my throat where I'm defenseless like in Nazi Germany. And I want to tell that little whore daughter of Huntsman, that little tyrant who wants me dead and who thinks all this is funny. And I want to tell that punk sports writer. I want to tell Piers Morgan, I don't need a gun to defend myself. You ever lay a hand on me, I'm going to punch you with an uppercut so hard it's going to rip your nose off your face.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks.
Alex,
Remember, the media is going to take that out of context, guys. You
Of
gotta
course.
defend me. They're saying kill me. I'm saying I'll defend myself, and that's going to be wrong.
no, that'll be you being aggressive, and you shouldn't have your guns. Alex, what's the recourse for gun owners and people that want to retain their rights in this country against these people that are obviously using the media? The media itself is in on it. What's our recourse?
Our recourse is to get really aggressive with these people. They want us to be calm. They want us to listen to the simpering NPR voice about everything's okay, everything's happy. It's the same way you go pick up an old horse when you're taking it to the glue factory. You talk to it real soft, real sweet. It's the same way somebody picks up a little kid. They want to go torture and kill. They're like, "Come here, I got the candy. Let's be friendly. Oh, no, nothing's threatening." That's their attitude. They want to keep the debate down at that level while they sit there and imply that all gun owners collectively share a responsibility in the death of these children.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's absolutely outrageous. How dare you? In fact, I meant to get to that point, but I never got to it. How dare you try to collectively, Piers Morgan, Mr. Snotnose, put all of the tragedies in this world onto somebody like me who has no criminal record.
None,
and
right?
Quite
Yep.
frankly, I like guns, but I've kind of moved on from them. They're mainly just sitting there in huge gun safes. You know, they're acting like I'm sitting there oiling my guns at 4 a.m., like there's some kind of idol or something. No, it's simply the mark of a free man who's ready to defend his family. So it's time for us to let them know, listen, stop playing this game where you go, it's just reasonable. We don't want your guns. You got bills introduced that are the leading bills to physically take my guns for no reason. Okay,
Right.
That is a declaration of war against us, and that's all I've told him is I put him on notice. I said, listen, you redcoat usurper, if you love guns being taken so much, go back to England where they have 3 times the violent crime rate. And he goes,
Right.
England has no gun murders. And I said, I know. They beat your brains out with a club or stab you with a knife. It's much more dangerous. Most of your country burned last year. And he goes, no, it didn't. You're a lie. He said the London riots didn't happen. That's how dumb he thinks his audience is.
Well, then he kept just checking you with, how many gun deaths? How many gun deaths? It's like, no, well, they took away the guns. It's a much smaller country. It's easier to confiscate the people's guns. And they're a bunch of pussies over there who just gave up their fucking guns anyway. We're not going to do that
Well,
here.
sir, let's be honest. I mean, England was the most violent, out-of-control place for about 1,000 years since the Romans pulled out. And then they came in with social conditioning to make it trendy to be passive because that was how they finally, using style, subdued the barbarous Celts and the Gaelic, folks that lived in that area. So that's imperial brainwashing conditioning. But yes, when everybody had guns in England 20, 30 years ago and they phased them out over that period, they had the lowest crime rate not just in their area in the UK, but in Europe. Now they have the highest crime rate. Anybody can just type in England has highest crime rate. So they were a very nonviolent, passive, gentlemanly group. And now that they've taken the guns, their crime rate has exploded. Let's be honest about Americans. Whiskey and guns and freebooting and kicking butt, absolutely being wild is what built this country, and it's why we've been so badass. And we need to rediscover that and get rid of the nanny state and re-energize and become Americans again. Black, white, old, young, doesn't matter. It's time for us. And they're scared of the gun culture because it's the heart of the only thing left
fucked
that's
up the
truly
love fest between you
Americana.
two.
They're trying to get rid of men. They're trying to get rid of fast cars.
Yes.
They're trying to get rid of everything decent. And the gun is literally a beachhead for us to rediscover our independence and to be empowered. And the nanny state tyrants hate it.